Hey guys, in today's video we are going to talk about girls to avoid when dating in the Philippines. Stick around. Hi guys, so as you know, I've been here now over 8 years. Of course, the last 3 years I've been with Maya, so I've been out of the dating pool. But in my first 5 years here, I did some dating. I definitely did some dating. As I tell people, you don't have to be lonely here. You can easily get a date, but to find the right one does take some work. And there are some pitfalls along the way, especially with girls, to avoid. And a lot of guys end up with these girls, but there are some telltale signs that you can spot to help you maneuver these landmines as you go throughout the dating realm here in the Philippines. So let's start off with number one. So some of it is just obvious stuff, and a lot of guys just don't pick up on it. Or again, as I always say, a lot of these guys are really love starved, starved for affection, starved for attention, and you get all of that. And then they land here and you see a young, pretty Filipina who gives you some attention, who gives you some affection. And all of a sudden their thinking or their common sense kind of goes out the window. And it happened to me at the beginning as well. So, I mean, a lot of us are guilty from it. But excessive materialism, because that's a very rare thing here in the Philippines, to be honest. They really grow up with not a lot of personal possessions that, I mean, other than a karaoke machine, a cell phone, maybe a TV, they really don't. You don't see Filipinos, unless they're rich Filipinos, with excessive amounts of stuff like us Americans do, collecting unnecessary, items, knickknacks and things like that. So if you find a girl who's really just wanting, she's excessive materialism, she wants this, she wants that, that's a huge red flag. That's something to watch out. In fact, I would avoid that altogether. Also, manipulation or dishonesty. There's definitely girls here that can manipulate you into doing something, or having them move in quicker or jump into the relationship faster, or to get you an item. Oh, my cell phone broke, but it didn't break. I need an upgrade. I have to do my job. I can't do my job without this. And they're manipulating. There's lying. And if you catch a girl doing this stuff early on, then it's best, again, just to avoid. So excessive materialism, lying excessively, and manipulation are all things that you really should do your best to avoid at the beginning, for sure. Now, girls to avoid, again, there's girls who are going to be only after money. I don't really think it is hard to spot, though. Again, some guys, I hear the stories, I got her all this, I paid this much for her to help out her family, and the signs are all there. It's just they choose to ignore them. So a lot of times I say, you know what, it's the guy's fault, because the signs are there. It's not obvious. They're asking you for money. They're this excessive materialism, things like that. I mean, it's just not rocket science. It's easy to spot. A good Filipino is just not really going to ask you. In fact, they're probably embarrassed to ask you. And they're looking out for your money. Hey, we shouldn't buy it there. I know a place over here that's much cheaper. No, we shouldn't pay this much for the tricycle ride. They should be bargaining and saying, no, that's too much. 50 pesos instead of 100, They should be looking out for you. If they just accept whatever the price is without doing some kind of bargaining at like open markets and things like that, that's not really a girl you want, because she's not going to be looking out for your best interest. Guys, if you're moving out here or traveling out here, make sure you check out my Geo Travel Essentials, my Amazon shop, where you can get all the things that I recommend for living or traveling out here in the Philippines, things I have found extremely useful in my time here in the Philippines. Check it out. There's a link in the description. Back to the video. And besides that, you want a girl that you can have a genuine connection with, and not a gold digger who is simply after the financial part. Now, Yes, of course. Girls always typically want to marry up. They want financial security. It's normal, you know. I mean, it's biology, right? The guys, we're looking for someone who's young and attractive, typically, and the girls are looking for financial security. It's just kind of the way things are. But even though a girl is looking for financial security, she still can love you and still get along with you and still be your friend and still like to do the same things and still look out for your money. So again, avoid the girls that are simply looking for financial gain rather than a genuine connection. Now, girls who always need a chaperone, Maya and I did a video on this, and you know, 1 to 2 dates for a girl who's very shy, who's never met a foreigner, I find acceptable, as long as you know, as long as you tell them from the very beginning, one chaperone, not your whole family. And if the date goes well, we can say goodbye to the chaperone, or possibly a second date until you feel a little comfortable. But someone who wants to bring a friend, you know, hey, we're going to do this. Hey, I'm going to bring my friend. Hey, I want to bring my friends. Avoid that. You know, again, after 1 or 2 times, no longer needed. She's got to kick out the training wheels and stand on her own 2 legs, because a chaperone is just not needed. But it is culturally acceptable here to have a chaperone for a girl who has no dating experience, especially meeting a foreigner. That's okay. But 1 to 2 times, that's it. And online dating profiles, you know, if you're going to venture into that, then know how to spot the fake ones, the ones that are overly filtered, the ones that almost look like model shoots, or they're wearing really skimpy, revealing clothing. That's probably not a good Filipina, you know, and you know that everybody is going to be messaging her anyway. And if she's putting out those photos, yep, and you add her on Facebook and she's got all those photos on social media, that's a girl that's probably not of the best quality, and you should probably keep on looking anyway. Another thing is, stay away from the party girls. Unless you're a party person yourself and you're just looking to casually date and you want a girl who likes to party, well then, yeah, that's fine. But if you're looking for something serious and you have a girl who likes to drink a lot, there are Filipinas out here that, you know, they like to drink their Red Horse, and they like to drink their, I think it's Emperador, the rum and the tequila, and just, if they're out into going to the clubs, going out late and doing karaoke with friends, drinking all the time, not a good lifestyle, and someone who has a bunch of bad habits and is probably just going to drag you down that path. So avoid the party girl. Again, is it okay to go out once in a while, go play some pool, go to the dance club? Yeah, that's okay. I also got the girls who are too dependent on financial support right from the beginning, who actually, I've been on dates where girls have told me, listen, if we become serious, and this was on the first date, you know, I need to be able to support my family, I need to have this much. I mean, literally laying out the amounts I would have to provide. And before the date was even finished, I told her, obviously, you're looking for a sugar daddy, and that guy is not me. So this is not going to work. So move on. Listen, there's plenty of fish in the sea, plenty of Filipinas in the islands here. You don't need to settle for a girl who's laying out demands for financial support immediately. Again, it should be a partnership where you're working together, not somebody who's just got their hand out. You gotta also beware of girls who move too fast in a relationship, girls who are looking to secure moving in almost immediately. I mean, girls will move fast here. Moving into a relationship and saying the I love yous. I always found it so funny that when the girls are saying I love you after literally an hour of chatting, and I would say, love me? What do you mean you love me? And they would say, oh, I love you. I was like, what are you talking about? We've only chatted online for an hour. How can you possibly love me? How could you possibly love me? First of all, just online, and second of all, after an hour. I mean, maybe online if you've chatted and video called and for several months, possibly. Even personally, I don't really believe in that. But yeah, after an hour, I mean, it's just crazy. And the girls who really will try to move in, it starts off with, maybe a small bag at your apartment, and then all of a sudden it moves into stuff in your bathroom, you know, her own loofah, her own shampoo and stuff. And, you know, they can move really quickly. So just girls who move too fast, just watch out. Also, the in a relationship trap, girls that have already or that are already taken. I have experience with this. I went out with this girl, and I was dating her, you know, and she was always very secretive. Like I couldn't pick her up. I would have to meet her at a certain place. She didn't want to go out really in public. She would like to go hang out and watch Netflix, or she'd like to go swim at the condo pool. She would go out to places that weren't within that area, like a restaurant. She would always ask, "Oh, where is this place?" And then she'd be like, okay, sure, yeah, that's fine." And then I found out that she had a boyfriend, a Filipino boyfriend that she lived with. And I talked to her because I actually liked her. And I said, "What's going on?" She said, I'm not in a good relationship. It's a horrible relationship. We don't even sleep together. I'm living at his parents' house, and I feel trapped. I have nowhere really to go. And I said, "Well, why don't you just leave him?" And she said, "I can't leave him unless like you can guarantee that we're going to be in a relationship and that I can move right in with you. I can't just leave." And I was like, "No, that's just too risky. I don't even know you well enough yet to have you hop from one relationship right into my house. And then what's to stop her from, I don't know, meeting a younger, richer foreigner and maybe just jumping ship with me and going off with him?" So yeah, I ended up ending that as well. But yeah, you got to be careful with girls who are already taken here. And the last one is basically a single mom. You got to weigh out the pros and cons. For some people, for myself, I was okay with a single mom. I had some caveats to it. I didn't want a kid that was in diapers. I didn't want any screaming babies. I didn't want where I became the sole provider of the child. And I didn't want certain situations like that. I didn't want more than one kid. And so I was okay with it, and a lot of guys are that come out here. Some guys will meet single moms where the kid doesn't even live with them. The kid lives with the grandparents, or the kid lives with the father. And so there are situations where it's okay. For me, personally, I would have never been okay with a single mom with like 2 or 3 kids. It's just, that's a lot to take on. And so you got to be careful with that. You got to be willing to see, you know, how much you're willing to step into that role. Are you going to be the father? Are you going to be financially responsible? You know, there's a lot of things that you got to watch out for, and you need to ask yourself before you get into a relationship with a single mom. So there you have it. Let me know what you guys think about girls to avoid. I suppose another one would be excessive tattoos. Personally, I'm okay with 1 or 2 tattoos placed in the right spot. I think it's actually okay. It looks nice for me. But a girl who is overly tattooed, it is not a good look for me. I don't like ones across the chest or the whole sleeve up and down the whole arm. I don't like that look. And certainly not something on their neck or something. I saw one the other day. So Filipinas are starting to become more modern with social media. I'm starting to see some with piercings. I saw one the other day with a hook out of her nose, looked like a bowl. And, you know, the full sleeve tattoos, just don't like that. Again, you tell me down in the comments, what kind of girls do you avoid when dating in the Philippines? Let me know down in the comments. Check out my website for a lot more information. My page on Geo Travel Essentials for all the things I recommend for living or traveling out here in the Philippines. My hotel list with all the hotels that I've personally stayed at and I recommend throughout the Philippines. You can click and book right through that list. And my PDF for moving out to the Philippines, free. Just you can download it or print it off. And also you can book a consultation if you have more questions and concerns and you need help planning your vacation or your move here. Book a consultation. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see everyone next time.